Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Unqualified Gurus podcast. I am Oscar. God, Danny, you're playing your game?
Oh, sorry, now checking my fantasy football. Hey, this is Daddy over. No, I actually was killing him.
I know you were killing him.
No, I just wanted to bring up the fantasy football. This is Rick. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I want to bring up the fantasy football because last episode we forgot to talk about it. And
Esteban, but we actually haven't, we didn't really cover, how we've been. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's true. But I just want to bring it up because Esteban, he's been so, excited about it and everything. Yeah. So,
Yeah, at the end. So, for people who don't know, Danny, don't really know jack shit about football.
And dude, I thought wide receiver was like the letter Y. Like a wide receiver.
Wide receiver?
Turns out it's wide. And I was a wide receiver.
Potato.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Ricky's the only one who's an actual fan. He knows shit. We don't know anything about football. And Esteban, our social media editor, was like, yo, we need to start our own league so everybody can learn how to play and pay attention to football. And we'll see how committed we can get. It's going to be a tough one because I don't know jack shit about it. But we did our little draft. And everybody got a grade at the end of the picks, and somehow I got an A+.
He is predicted to win.
Projected.
Or predicted.
Yeah, well, I mean predicted. Is there a difference between those two?
Well, what did you say?
I said predicted.
He said projected? I think it's predicted.
Such a fucking. It's not. It definitely is not. I think projecting has to do with stats. I think predicting is just someone guessing.
You can make a prediction based on some kind of information you have.
I agree with that.
It's kind of a theory.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but project has stats.
Well, projected, you need a projector.
Oh, so stupid. It doesn't fucking matter. I got an A+. I'm projected to win. I'm gonna stomp on y'all.
What'd you get?
I got a C+.
I got a D.
C's make degrees. That's all I'm saying.
I heard D's get degrees.
Even that. Oscar, I would high five you, but you're too far,
I have an
A+,
dude. I don't need a high five from y'all fucking losers. Yeah, down there.
You want to do a trade?
Yeah, but I mean, it's been a really long time. Yes, we did our draft. It was fun. But how have you been, Rick? It's been a while.
Mentally or
share with us, dude.
I've been good. The last episode we talked about Danny's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I legit had the time of my life at your wedding. Yeah.
He danced with my mom.
I know, I heard.
And he goes and he tells me, he's like, I asked your dad, can I dance with your wife? And I'm like, what did he say? Thank you.
He was just like this.
Please.
He's like, take my wife.
Yeah. He was like this. He's like, and I was like, well, you don't understand. Danny, I see him as my brother, so by default,
I don't even know who you are.
He was like, okay, mijo. Yeah. I'm glad I had fun. The day went by super fast. I felt bad because I didn't even get to talk to you.
No, you did not. You were running around.
Because at some point, me and Stacy started walk on the around the tables. We're like, we'll just go quick. And I said, we'll go with the grooms and the bridesmaids at the end because, we'll end there and then we chill there. We went over 9 tables and then the other shit started happening. We were supposed to go outside and take pictures. I didn't even get pictures with you. The only picture I have is the ones at the church.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even get pictures at the venue because there was no time. Everything was just and all the guys left. All the ladies stayed till the very end. Shout out to the ladies, to the bridesmaids. Boo to the groomsmen.
No, I stayed. But I stayed.
Yeah, but your wife is a freaking groom.
Yeah. Rick was like, "Come on, let's go," and she was like, "No, espérate, güey."
Yeah. No, I talked to you. I talked to you before the chaos and before the wedding started at the venue, and I was like, "Hey, the most important part was the church.
Yeah.
Everything else, all the little details is not gonna fucking matter. Do you remember any of the shit that went bad?
The mariachi? That was funny.
Oh, dude.
That was funny.
Yo, wait. You got to tell that story. I forgot about that. That was amazing.
So we got a mariachi, and they were supposed to be there right at 6, right, to sing with the food. And then we're like, do we do? And that's the other thing. Y'all didn't even know we were going to do an entrance. because we didn't plan on it. We didn't plan on it. But then the day before, Abilene and Haley, one of the Stacy's bridesmaids, they were like, "Oh, like, are we doing an entrance with y'all too?" Because we were over there at the venue fixing stuff, and we're like, we didn't think so. And they're like, "Oh, we could come from down here," and we're like, "Okay, that's fine." We forgot to tell everybody else. So that day, we're like, "Hey, pa fuera," you know. So then we said, "We'll just walk in with the mariachi because we didn't pick a song, whatever." My mom calls me and she's like, "Hey, so the mariachi just called me and they messed up. They kept going forward on the street and they went like 2 like properties down in, and they went into the wrong property, and it's a private property, and the lady who owns the property locked them up and doesn't want to let them go, doesn't want to let them leave because they're like, why are you in my property?" And I think she was going to call the police. And they're like dressed up as mariachis, and they're like, well, I guess, I'm guessing they're like, we went into the wrong place. Just let us leave and we'll just. So I think what happened.
I don't know. Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Mexico, bro? They show up in mariachis, attires, nothing but guns in the cases. I think that story's fucking insane because they're in Crosby in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of farmland. Yeah. Like you said, private property. She probably thought that they were stealing
something, but they were like. And then I think there was a I guess like a guard, or the one that's at the parking lot telling people where to park. My mom talked to him and he said, "Let me go check," and he drove out to see if he could find them, and I guess talk to the property owners. I don't know what happened. We just know that they showed up because we told I think we told Abilene, like, go tell the DJ to play this song. Let's walk in, and she went, and we're up there on the stairs, and I just see the mariachi walked in like.
All beat up, all roughed up and shit, like blood and shit. They tortured him.
Dude, your mom came out and she's all like, the mariachis have been held hostage, so we had to walk in with. And I thought she was lying. I was like, come on, that's the insane story.
None of you believe me.
It was insane. It's amazing. That's such a fucking funny ass story. Yeah. Thank God no one got shot. It's Texas.
Thank God, But there was one missing mariachi. I don't think. Yeah. So.
Right, like rest in peace.
Yeah. No, I mean.
They're still looking for him.
Yeah. I mean, the day went by so fast.
I know it did.
It flew by. And even my mom was saying, like, it went by so quick. And part of it, I was like, she's like, whenever we go to a wedding, it just feels like you're there for a long time. But that day just.
Yo, I was fucking tired. And I was like, I can't imagine how your mom must be feeling right now because you're just fucking dancing around everywhere. Like, oh my goodness, your mom. I know your mom had the time of her fucking life.
She did. She had fun. I got messed up though. I got messed up because so my uncle. Well, so I took a shot with you because I said, like I said, I hadn't talked with you. So y'all comes like, we need to take a shot together. I was like, we do. So we take a shot, whatever. My uncle, the one that made the table that you gentlemen helped me carry in the house, he came. And I was really happy because I grew up seeing him often. And his wife passed away, my aunt passed away, and he was really rough on them. So the fact that he came, because he even told me, he's like, I don't go to parties no more. He's like, but, I wanted to come here. So
that's nice.
We were there, and he was like, let's take a shot. And like a lot of my family from Mexico that came, they were like, we're taking a shot. And I was like, I'll take a shot too. And I grabbed it. So we're like, take a shot. And then my cousin, his daughter, shows up and she's like, what about me? What about me? And they're like, oh, well, get her a shot so she can take one too. And then my uncle's like, yeah. And he gives me another one and he starts passing one to everybody. I'm like, no, I already had one. He's like, no, hold it. And I was, because he's not like a heavy drinker, but he was having a good time or anything. So I was like, I cannot tell him no. So I took another shot, like back to back. I kind of got grossed out a little bit. and then towards the end, Abilene and her dude showed up, and they're like, let's take a shot together. And that was the fourth one, and it got messed me up a little bit.
I remember for our wedding, we were dancing, I'm dancing with my wife, and we looked towards the bar, and they're like, and I was like, Vuelta!
I was scared to look at the bar.
Yeah, you would fucking look like, they would just start doing this shit, you're like, fuck.
For real.
I had a blast. Thank you to you two for accepting to be groomsmen, for being there, for not dropping me when you tossed me and all of that.
Yo, it was fucking scary, dude. I was legit, like, when we were doing the Viura del Mar, I was trying to drop you, dude. I was
I saw
fucking
that.
throwing shoulders the next day. I was like all sore and shit from my shoulder.
I'm so glad Esteban got the other side.
Yeah.
He took the brother.
I honestly, I was not afraid because I was like, Esteban is protecting me.
Dude, and you fucking flew too when they threw
They
you
threw
up in
the-
the air.
dude, I saw that chandelier. I'm like, I didn't pay for this. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, you were holding on to it.
It's like, I hope that by taking it down, like you could have.
Oh yeah, I could have helped them.
Yeah.
You don't know what we're talking about. Watch the last episode.
Yeah, well, let's
Sorry,
get,
I didn't mean
let's get
to.
into
I
the
didn't mean to
bullet.
hijack this.
It's all good.
I didn't mean to,
It's
but
all
we're
good.
here.
It's all,
But Rick, anything else?
Stop,
What about you? What about you?
Dude, how's life?
How's
Yeah.
life? You
Yeah,
didn't
we
say
hadn't met in a
anything.
while.
You didn't. You got the
Thank God
garter
y'all
out.
asked me.
How
Nah, I'm just messing with you. And that life's been good. I can't complain. Work. Been
heard
doing a lot of overtime.
Oh, that's good. I heard you
Yeah.
haven't won a single Fortnite match. What's up with that?
Who says we haven't won a single match?
That's what I heard.
I've won matches.
His line.
No, I'm not. Like you remember he's glazing you up. He wants you to come back, saying that we need
Please
you.
accept us.
That's it.
Please come rescue me, Daddy.
Yeah.
Doctor.
No, but you're doing good.
Doctor Daddy.
You're doing good. You're doing
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
How is the non-podcast world treating you, though?
I've missed podcasting so
miss
much. There's like, remember last time? I think
He's
last
the
time we
fucking
spoke.
Pablo Escobar meme where he's like in
Yeah,
the
on the
Columbia
swing, on the swing.
shit.
He's like, when no one wants to pod. Yeah, no. Remember, I think last time we spoke, it hasn't been since like freaking they tried to kill Trump. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Like it's been that long.
I think
And
that was the last episode.
yeah, and now right now everybody's saying that it's all AI. Like they're just making jokes of it because nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane how quickly the world moved on past it because of how
quickly
how much people hate them.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But it's also what you said too. I think he didn't get a scar.
Yeah,
or
there's
anything,
no
so
marks.
It's not like
There's no
look,
evidence.
Look, it's just kind of like
Yeah, not only that, they started like photoshopping Kamala and Waltz in there and be like, dude, people keep changing it to Trump for some reason, and like the posts get like thousands and thousands of likes. I think it's freaking funny, and yeah,
the world is a meme.
Yeah,
right
yes,
now.
yes, everything is memeable.
It's a meme. Except this podcast.
Oh, Elon's trying to sell. Elon, like you know, I like dunking on Elon Musk because I hate the motherfucker. So he's trying to sue like the organization that takes care of where you should do ads at because everybody pulled out of Twitter, and now he's crying because nobody wants to buy ads on Twitter.
So their ads are cheap right now.
Yeah. But the problem is your ad might show up next to like we owe this man an apology, and that man in question is Hitler.
But maybe we show up next to the people selling land in heaven.
Oh. No Nazi, yes. Scammers.
Has it been proved?
Go to heaven and find out.
They're like, but I pay for this shit. Like, no, those are fake.
Yeah, so that's something that we missed. It's just like so much has happened. But look, let's go back. Let's do some good stuff. No, not this one.
Not that.
No, this one I need to prompt that one. Let's just get through. Let's go through some hero shit. Some quick happy
My Hero
stuff.
Academia?
No, fuck My Hero Academia.
Why?
We'll talk about it. No, remember the ending.
It ended?
No, like the manga ended, and like the ending fucking sucks.
I don't know the ending. Don't.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say it, but he's the one who said, "Brother."
But you agree, it fucking sucks.
It sucks.
Dragon Ball anime officially returning on October 11th.
That's why I was trying to bring some happy news.
Is this the Dogma one?
I think Dogma's the next one.
Daima.
Yeah,
Daima.
I thought it was Dogma.
It's spelled Daima. I don't know how you pronounce it. Daima.
What the fuck is a Daima?
I don't know. I know it's not Dogma.
It's like super
Yeah.
Japanese or something.
Yeah. So if the first episode sucks like Super did, I'm not gonna watch it.
I think it's gonna suck.
It has
to
suck.
take a little bit, right? You gotta.
Yeah, because the first episode they're in a farm and they're like, ha ha, Goku, and then Vegeta's pissed off because he's cooking and nobody takes him serious. That's what's gonna happen. Right, Vegeta. Watch first episode. Vegeta's cooking.
Okay, let me ask you something. Or are you gonna follow it?
I'm gonna follow it. I'm gonna follow it. The only thing that if it turns out that it's a spin-off, that it's not the continuation of Super.
It's not.
I don't think it is. They said it wasn't.
Yes.
They came out and said it's not a continuation.
It's not a continuation.
100% sure.
100% sure.
I'm not.
Yes. I think.
I'm gonna look that up.
People are upset because of that.
Yeah, because they're like, you have such a fucking good story, and even when the trailer came out, it fucking said on the trailer.
Yeah, they're making them small again, right?
Well, but then that's the thing is like they're little. But I think they said it had something to do with something that happens after. So that's what I'm saying. If it's a non-canon, like there was Dragon Ball Heroes, I think that's what
that one I think just officially ended. That went on for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. It was not a non-canon, and they had to do something where even Super Saiyan 4 Goku was there.
It was like the multiverse of Dragon Ball Z.
Kind of like that. And but it was non-canon, and I think it started from a video game. Like they were promoting a video game, and they just kept going. I didn't watch it because it's non-canon. There's something about something not being non-canon that just turns me off. You know,
you're just you're a purist.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm in the minority. I'm in the minority. I like GT. So
no. But GT became non-canon later. It was like this is really, and then later the guy comes back and is like, we'll GT. Drop that off. Okay, that's different. I'm talking about like people come out and say, oh no, this is non-canon. We just had this creative idea and we want to go completely sideways. Not, you know, I don't care about that.
Okay.
Don't give a shit.
Well, since that's bad news, look at the next one. Look at this, dude. We got to watch Shadow in Spanish. It says, bro, the Spanish voice actor for Shadow is Vegeta. Wow. We win so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can be like, it's a Kakaroto. He's like Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I like that one. Watch in Spanish.
Are you watching in Spanish?
Which one?
Dragon Ball?
No, I watched it in the original language because I didn't want to wait. Mm-hmm. But I did watch Broly in Spanish.
Mm-hmm. You said you had watched Demon Slayer in Spanish too, right?
I did. I didn't.
Yeah, because he hated the way the voice actor. Yeah.
He always talks like this. So I couldn't.
He does talk like that.
So, anyways, but growing up,
I still love Demon Slayer though.
Well, me too, but in Spanish. It's free. YouTube. No, I was gonna say, growing up, the voice of Goku, he always voiced Bruce Willis.
I remember you.
So every time there was a Bruce Willis movie, it's like,
yeah,
it's Goku. Anyways,
it's nice when you recognize the actors, the voice actors. I was watching Big Hero 6 today with Laura.
Oh, okay.
And like one of the girls is Starfire from Teen Titans. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know, you recognize it. Yeah, but this is cool. I'm excited. Dude, the new Sonic looks freaking sick.
I haven't watched the second one.
No, they're all good. Like
I really like the first one. I really like the first one.
So good.
I haven't watched the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really well put.
Yeah. Okay. And then Jim Carrey's back. Jim
Carrey.
Carrey's like, I hate acting. Hollywood. I never want to come back. Yeah. Like, yeah. And then it's like Sonic. He's like, sign me up.
He carried it.
It's really good. I'm glad that
Jim Carrey, we got it.
He did.
I'm glad that they
I made that pun last time.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I did. But last time you actually left.
Did you see the picture where it was the old Sonic, but they
shaded
him black?
Yeah. They're like what we used to avoid it or whatever.
I still think that was a stunt, but
yeah,
that's
yeah. So we got some DC, like the new superhero logos came out. Click them. It's gonna be for the next series.
Wonder Woman.
That's Wonder Woman. It looks weird. It's wacky. There's something.
Is it animated or
no? It's a comic book.
It's Blue Beetle sideways.
It's comic book.
Oh.
Yeah. We got Wonder Woman. We got Superman.
It's the same.
The pointy thing at the part on the bottom is a little weird. There's no little triangle on the bottom either. Yeah. And then the weird one. This is the one I wanted to talk about. This is Batman.
Hey, obesity is real.
I don't think that has anything to do with it because the last one was big and people were talking like that's whenever you poked your eye. That's whenever Ben Affleck was Batman, like his bat symbol was huge. But that was from like the Dark Knight Returns where like he finally kills the Joker, like the animated series ones.
No, it's because this right here
is weird as fuck.
Because he's always like in the shadows. So the only way to see him is they capture a sound signal, and that's the sound signal of Batman. So it's like a little.
No, so they think the reason why is his weapon of choice. So if we go back, we can actually see what it looks like.
A pad?
What?
A pad?
No, I actually liked the 2016 one a lot. I thought it was so fucking cool.
I like the 1983.
Everybody has their own opinion. I like the 1940 one. Yeah, it's just like you could tell that it was like old, you know.
You can tell it's old for sure.
You said you liked the 83?
I did.
Yeah, I've always been like, especially since the Superman shield like fits so cool in the middle of the bat.
Well, I mean, the 2016 does look more like a bat. The 1983 looks more like a Batman.
Yeah, it does. It does. Cool. Yeah. No.
What the fuck is 2024 one?
Look okay. We'll go to the images and just look at them and see what we think after the fact.
Here?
Yeah. So these are like from the comic book. So right there, it looks fucking cool. I like how it looks on them.
I think even then.
Yeah, like zoom in on them. Yeah. I think
even then it looks funny.
I think it looks cool. It is weird because it's off-putting because
Why does he have capris instead of underwear?
They've left the underwear a long time ago. Yeah, because it's not cool. No one thinks the underwear is cool. Unless you
start picking up my shorts.
Yeah, we're boxer boys now. You still tiny whitey? I like the way he's looking at you. He's judging you.
Don't judge me. I told you I was beta.
Yeah, look on the next one.
He does have like a more cyborg kind of look to him.
Like here we go. So he has an axe for some reason. So that's what they're saying. They think it's based off of the axe.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
It feels weird to have it across your chest where you've seen the other.
Yeah. It's just because we're comparing it to what we've seen before that it's so weird. But I think whenever you see it next to the axe, you're like, I see where they got it from.
But I mean,
go back to the first picture.
I think the hard part is like, if you saw this by itself somewhere, would you know it's Batman?
No way in hell. But luckily, that's the good thing about like comic book series. It's just like you can have like a one-off, and then it doesn't really affect the entire thing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's
just its own publicity.
Dude, the more I see the 1941, the more I like. He's smiling too.
He is smiling. That's Adam West, right?
Dracula or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
which is your favorite? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. You got 4 choices.
But actually, let us know. Don't just think about it and leave it in your imagination. Materialize it. Write it down. Hit submit. Enter the contest. You could win a free subscription to the Unqualified Gurus podcast for a year. For free.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yep.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. So what else do we got to talk about today?
There was some Arthur guy who found the sword in a rock or something like that. I think that's how it goes. Is that what it is?
No. So I do not remember when we talked about Arthur and I asked you. You said you didn't recall.
Nope. So
once upon a time, okay, there was some dude who was accused of like SA, like RAPE, because the stupid YouTube is stupid, and he fled to Scotland. Okay, so he gets arrested over there, and they're like, "Yo, this guy isn't who he claims to be." So he claimed that he was Arthur Knight, and that he has no clue who the fuck this other guy is, but we have updates about that case because this came out a while ago and the interview was so ridiculous. I remember wanting to talk about it for like the longest time. So I'm glad that he came back up.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and watch the video.
A ver.
Oh,
Andrea,
no,
that's a low blow. That's a right low blow. We were once a normal family, but thanks to the media, our lives have been interrupted. And we'd like privacy, and I would like to go back to being a normal husband. But I can't.
Okay, are we sold on that accent?
He looks like a fucking villain.
He looks like the fucking penguin.
He looks like a fucking villain.
Like a Batman villain.
Like a
Good segue.
He's like, that's a low blow, Angela.
Maybe it's like the guy who played Elvis.
Oh, is that Gotham?
Yeah. This is so stupid. All right, let's keep it going.
Because I can't breathe, I can't walk. People say that's an act. Let me try to stand up. Let me try to stand up. Exactly.
what do you say to someone who believes that you are Nicholas Alaverdian?
I am not Andrea. I am not Nicholas Alaverdi, and I do not know how to make this clear.
What do you say to people who say these are crocodile tears? He's putting on a show. This is all an act.
Yogi, put the part where he stands up.
Are Nicholas Alaverdian?
I am not. Let me try to stand up. Exactly.
What do you say to someone who believes that you are?
Dude, it's so fucking amazing. Especially because at the time, everybody knew he was lying. Mm-hmm. Nobody was buying it. And he just kept sticking to his story. And the moment he stood up, it was so fucking hilarious back then. And it still hits every time. So now, years later, we have, like, he's finally going to court.
Okay.
Yeah, because they extradited him, and then look at this. So it says, from the bottom, it says, Nicholas Rossi, U.S. fugitive, abandons mistaken identity.
He was from here.
Yes, he was from here.
I didn't know he was from here.
Yeah, he was accused of, and then he fled over there. And then he goes, the defense admits his identity admitted his identity, and he immediately dropped the Nathan J. Robinson act in wheezing. Yeah. So look at him on the right hand side. Like this is already him, and the reason he came back up was because he's denying like an actual lawyer, and the judges are like, you don't have to represent yourself, and because of the stuff that he's accused of in like the state, I think it was like Utah or Idaho or something like that, he can get life for what he did. And the thing is, I think the minimum sentence is 4 years, so they have to sentence him. But the person who's representing him is he's going back to the act of Arthur Knight, which says Arthur Knight's gonna represent him. So now he's representing himself with the accent again. So the judges are like, dude, he's all like, you don't have to do this, and he's like, I absolutely have to do this to represent myself. And
That's not what he said.
He did.
No.
Yeah, he did.
He was like,
no. Now he's just talking in the red.
He healed.
Yeah. Now he gave up the whole wheezing thing, but he is still holding the accent. And he's all like, you don't have to do this. He's like, I can literally get you a court-appointed public defendant, because if you defend yourself, you're probably gonna get life. So the judge is being as fucking like diplomatic and as nice as possible, but this idiot's going through with it, and I love it. I want to see how this ends.
So how did they get him again?
He had to go to the doctor because of COVID, I think. And whenever he was there, they found out that he was a fugitive.
They were just like, "Oh, this guy looks fucking familiar."
No. I think
Medical
something came up. Probably didn't have a record or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's
you
insane.
wouldn't have questioned him if he went to Mexico.
They would have given him a shot. And
moral of the story: you should have gone to Mexico, my dude.
No predators. Don't flee to Mexico. What the fuck are you doing? So y'all want to stay on some international news?
International waters, let's do it.
This is kind of like a bummer story, but it's kind of something crazy that's been going on in South Korea.
A ver.
Yeah, so if you go to
out of all the countries, I haven't been to that one.
Well, you haven't needed plastic surgery.
Did you just go to the country of Hawaii?
Yeah.
Country?
that was a joke.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, because people believe that Ricky.
You know, somebody asked me there, "Hey, is Texas a state or a country?" And then I thought they were messing because you know how they're like, "We should see." I was like, what did I say? I said, no, it's both.
It depends who you ask.
I said it's both. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I was scrolling through Instagram, and then I saw this post pop up, and it's like, South Korea is paying people $38,000 to find a husband or wife. Okay, and whenever you read that, you're like why do you have to pay people to find love, right? But no, the problem is they have had the worst birth crisis since like the fucking country began. Nobody's having children. Literally, North Korea doesn't have to go to war with them anymore. They're gonna die out on their own because they are not fucking. Okay, so they also announced that they're going to a 4-day work week because these guys can't get no bitches. They need an extra day to find a girl.
That's just an extra day to podcast.
Okay, all right. Like jokes aside. All right. So it is actually very, very bad. Okay, so there is a movement going on in South Korea. Go on the next one so we can explain. We got the AI to explain it for us. Okay,
let's go.
So we have the 4B movement,
4B.
and it is a feminist movement going on in South Korea.
As soon as you said the feminist movement, I was thinking like 4B, 4 bitches. And then you came in and said that, and I was like, oh, I was completely off on this one.
None of the views expressed by our co-host Ricardo are shared between the Unqualified Gurus.
As you just said feminist, I was like, I wasn't thinking that.
You're like behave.
That's what
bitches.
Yeah. Behave.
Yeah. Okay, so let me start over again because.
Are you from South Korea?
Yeah, dude. Definitely.
He's from North.
Fewer. Look, the 4B movement is a feminist movement for South Korea that opposes the country patriarchal state of pro-natalist policies, which is them trying to push them to have more babies. Okay, so the reason is they have been facing like a lot of machismo up there. They are the plastic surgery capital of the world, So literally, the beauty standards for the women are insane. Obviously, there's pay gaps. And recently, there's been tons of stories of like rich dudes like who own bars, drugging women, and like don't have to guess too much what they're doing. And there's hardly any justice being like brought towards them. So they like all came together and they're like, we're not gonna get married. We're not gonna have children with these guys who treat us like shit. And they've been so successful that the country is moving in ways to push like more marriages to happen. So at this point, like if you go to,
I found the wife. Is it retroactive? Can I go claim my 38 grand?
You have to get married over there with someone with have a baby.
Stacey has like 0.01%
Korean,
Asian.
So
from
South Korea. Well, there's a lot of Asian countries. Good luck. Yeah. So go to the next one. I think ChatGPT is over here. So it says there's been numerous cases of sexual harassment and violence, including hitting cameras in public and private spaces known as molka. Victims often face significant hurdles to seek justice. It's like obviously the workplace discrimination and just so on and so forth. The only difference is they actually got together and did something about it. Because like this is something that's really affecting the country because at this rate they're not procreating enough to replace themselves when they're gone. So it's a real fear for them, and
maybe they start selling land for cheap. No one to claim it.
Like in Spain.
Yeah,
like because there's just a really really old population over there, but everything's expensive in Spain.
Do they pay the guest for the wedding? That's last
episode stuff. Sorry. Yeah. So what do y'all think? Thoughts, comments, concerns. Well, how are we gonna fix the machismo problem in South Korea? It's kind of insane with like a lot of their bread and butter. See, look, if y'all were K-pop fans, y'all would have laughed because "Butter" is a song by famous K-pop
Don't
group,
follow my
BTS. So are they traditional and it's just one man, one woman?
You think if one man can treat one woman right, he's gonna treat two women right?
At that point, it doesn't matter how they treat her. Like, can one?
What do you mean it doesn't matter how he treats her?
Can he claim like 2 or 3 wives?
Or he asking like if polygamy is like legal in South Korea?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
I guess he's asking if that's like a normal thing. If they view it as a normal thing in their society.
Like, can somebody go over there and be like, I want a wife. I'm having fun with her, but
you're not buying them, Rick.
I want to redeem my other one. I want to redeem the other one.
He's like,
South, not North Korea. What the hell are you talking about?
That's why he thought the 4 men, 4 wives.
Rick is part of the problem, you guys.
Do not let Rick into the South Korean country.
Dude,
I'm asking
don't step within 100 miles of South Korea.
He's asking for a cousin, okay?
He's asking for a friend. Dude.
Where are you going, Rick? Are you trying to do a business here? $38,000 per wife?
I'm just asking. I'm asking the question that people have on their mind.
No one's thinking about it. Everybody's sympathizing with the women. You're like, how many of them can I wed and how much money can I get out of the country?
No, it's just a question, right? Dang, that's
it's the wrong question.
They probably only pay the locals.
Isn't there some places where, like, they're trying to minimize it? Like the families, they're like, okay.
Not anymore. Not anymore. They used to do it in China.
Well, even...
Japan kind of needs to because they're super overpopulated.
Well, even then,
no. Japan is a very old one, but it's because they're like an ethno state too. Like they're like it's frowned upon to marry outsiders.
What I'm getting at is that, I mean, it blows my mind to think there's different areas, there's different regions, there's different countries that they have their own like things going on, right? Like for this one, obviously they're not populating, they're not getting bigger, and now they're trying to find a different solution. For the other one, it was like we're growing too big that the solution is, hey, stop having kids. Like,
okay, but look, but
he's pondering. He's in the pondering.
Yeah, but the difference is this one can be very, very easily solved as long as like men just fucking chill the fuck out. Like it's not the fact that they don't want to get married, that they don't want love, that they don't want to have a family. No, it's the fact that
they're fighting against it. Yeah,
they're fighting. The
but in a way, like it's interesting because all these men. They were raised by a mom, right? So it's kind of like where's that linkage? Where's like
well, I associate it with the machismo in the Hispanic culture. Like
sure.
like literally like I dated a girl who whenever I would sit down, she would bring me my plate. like she will serve out her brothers first or whatever, and it's just like that just like perpetuates the machismo stuff inside them. Like it's not that she was pro patriarchy.
No, but I think
it's just the fact that that's what they were trained to do.
But I think there's a difference between I serve you your plate and a guy went and drugged you and.
Oh no! That is on top of that's on top of the way that the men treat the women.
Right,
it's like a super it's like it's a very machismo place.
I wouldn't call it even machismo at that point. That's fucking
no. Obviously, no. Look, Danny, it's just that is shit. On top of the way that they get treated by their husbands.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm just saying like once you have a problem where you're even like getting drugged and they're doing that to you, is like, well. There's we're not getting married. We're not gonna participate in all of this until you guys like fix. And then I think about like, okay, well, but also like all these men, they grew up in a household with a mom. So part of me is like, well, part of the fixing is also like, hey, don't grow up to be that way. I don't know how much of that takes a part.
Well, I think that comes down to the way that the dad.
Cycle?
Yeah, like how do you end the cycle with your kids?
Well, I think that has more to do with the dad than anything else. If the dad's perpetuating that, like the boy's gonna want to grow up to be like his dad, not to be like his mom. You know, as far as like standard culture.
It depends because sometimes you see the way your dad treated your mom, and you're like, I don't want to be like that.
Dude,
depends. Doesn't say it depends.
It's the whole thing about like cycles repeating. You know,
it takes one to just say, you know what, like it ends here. You know.
Yeah, so they're just trying to kickstart the one that ends it. You know. At some point, you're gonna have to realize that, hey, like we're supposed to be equals. You're not supposed to be my property. Right. I'm not marrying you just because like you're gonna be my freaking like because they're pushing like the whole pro-natalist thing is literally just the country being not like y'all have to reproduce instead of being like y'all have to be happy and find marriage. Right. Okay, so I think they have like arranged marriage or like not arranged like they don't have to get married. They have like companies that try to set you up with people.
Can you go back to the first picture that started this conversation?
Oh, but that's just about the money stuff. Yeah. He's like, yo, I don't care about their feeling. Tell me how much money I need.
How much it was? I forgot.
I just wanted to look at it. So South Korea is paying people.
Read it out loud so everybody can hear you.
And I guess it says South Korea is the world's lowest birth rate. Mm-hmm. Financial incentives to address this demographic crisis. It's Busan. That's where the zombie.
Oh, the train of Busan. Yeah,
the zombie outbreak. That's what happened.
So you think if it doesn't get better, like, do fucking South Koreans get fucking extinct?
See, look, the thing is, the thing is,
do they have more fucking area? Like, they're not overpopulated.
Like, a lot of places like this have very, very strict and super harsh immigrant rules. Okay, here in the U.S., we don't have kind of problems like that because everybody in there mingles. Okay, every culture that has been like super, like only my people, like Japan right now, they're super old. They don't let you. They were very anti like letting people move in. Mm-hmm. Like you have to apply for visas for a long time in advance. If you apply through Mexico, you get a longer stay than if you apply through the U.S. because they have a better relationship. Yeah. Because of Goku, the ambassador for Mexico. Yeah, but like in places like that try to keep it like super intertwined. Like the population ends up being really old and stuff. Then it just becomes very, very hard for them, and they're facing this because
also South Korea is doing pretty good. Wealth wise,
yeah,
and I think kind of the wealthier people don't tend to have a lot of children. Too.
Yeah, that is another thing.
They tend to have like one or two, and that's
I'm thinking of the extreme. If they don't do anything to try to fix it, they stay on the path that they're heading right now. The government's trying to say, okay, well, let's change this, right? Because we're getting smaller. Let's say they don't fucking fix it. They say they don't have these incentives to get married. Does the fucking country lose? Like, do they
get fucking old and die out, Rick?
Like, but just do you think that's a thing?
If you're not
hypothetically, you're correct.
I guess,
but
have we ever seen it happen?
Like,
have we ever seen it happen where it's like, oh, like what happened to the Australians?
Well, they stopped having sex and getting married.
No one's here.
No one conquered them. Yeah, like no one conquered them. They just stopped having sex and getting married.
That's
a weird concept. Hypothetically, like you said, yes, they eventually fucking die out.
They found Machu Picchu empty. I don't know what happened.
No, I think also you can look at like all the ghost towns that have existed before. Like either everybody's gonna leave because it's gonna be too expensive to transport stuff into the places. Yeah, because look, at the end of the day,
probably immigration is gonna happen. People are gonna start moving in.
Immigration has to increase to make up for the decline because like houses, like jobs have to be filled, roads have to be paved, like food has to be transported.
Someone has to sing.
Yeah, exactly. Someone has
to do season 3 of The Kingdom. Like, come on.
Oh my god, dude, they better fucking hurry.
Come on, make babies, make that season, and then you can stop.
Give us a good ending for Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we need to look up when the next season of Kingdom comes
Kingdom
out.
was.
It's such a good
great.
show.
It's
Like, have you watched Kingdom?
It's a great
Bro,
show,
you gotta fucking watch that show.
To me, it's like one of the best shows.
I will die on that hill with you. That one and Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil's great.
Mm-hmm.
We don't agree much. So, anyways, what do you think, Rick?
How are you gonna solve the Korean dilemma?
Can't we just
all get along?
Yeah.
Can we any of these big universities like Texas or Alabama like can't have a class and ask them to do a thesis?
You said
and then we like figure it out.
You said
like,
2 of the red states are gonna solve a problem about men being assholes.
Well, I was just thinking of like.
Come on.
No, not about being assholes, but like
that's
what
that's
incentives
the
or
whole
what
issue.
different
Like
things you can do.
they are not suffering because they don't have like enough people to procreate. No, they have literally 50% of the equation doesn't want to have sex with them because they're assholes.
No. What I was getting at was any different fucking solutions. Like, can we get college students? College students are hungry, right? They're trying to figure out what's the next big thing. Like, we can't ask these.
So we're trying to figure out how to do VR.
Try to figure out
send all the men to internment camps and teach them to not be fucking assholes. I think that's the only thing you can do.
Chivalry needs to return.
Chivalry's dead. They revived chivalry.
That's it.
Dude,
make chivalry great again.
Yeah,
make chivalry.
Finally, you did it. No. Dude, look.
Pásasela.
Rick, you think this is gonna end the podcast? It's gonna end the podcast run for you. Okay, look, we've been trying to get rid of Rick for a while, and I think
we're gonna kill him off.
Yeah,
this season we finally kill off Rick.
Pull the lever.
He keeps coming back.
It's like you come up with a mustache next time.
We're sending him to South Korea.
To solve the problem?
Yeah,
he's gonna come back super rich.
I'm gonna be single. I'm gonna be single, and I'm gonna be what is it? Not celibate.
Monk.
You don't have
celibate.
Not celibate, dude. That means you're fucking.
Double negative.
I'm gonna go back in non-celibate. Let's fucking go, dude.
How do we solve it? Cosino,
I think literally like run commercials being like, look, you want to get a woman, open the door for her. Like, be sweet. Like buy her flowers. Stop being a fucking asshole. Don't think she's your property.
He says that, but all of them have like fucking YouTube premium, so they skip that.
They skip it.
They don't want to hear this shit. Next,
but isn't also like South Korea like their like the novelas like the
yes,
romantic?
that's one of the big things that they talk about. They're like, dude, like we are one of the biggest ones that try to express love through our art, and the men are not like that. Like it's just it's so hard to believe that in today's era that they can't understand that. But it's just like as long as this movement keeps strong, like hopefully one day they win because they're asking for the bare minimum.
Well, eventually the machismo dies out, right? Like you said, it only
they're gonna die out for sure.
Eventually, it takes one to change the cycle, right?
Well, I think most like Hispanic men stop being like crazy machistas whenever they had a daughter. So,
or until everybody starts drinking. Until everybody starts drinking, they start saying what they.
Yeah,
what they
I think it could do with like K-pop being such a happy music. They need sad songs.
They do need.
We need
corridos.
Yeah, they need corridos. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, everything is so like hyped up. They need to be brought back down.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like songs that make you reflect. You know. I think that's what it is.
We can start a new genre, but we're not Koreans, though. How do we do it?
K-Ritos.
It sounds like Hot Cheetos, too.
It sounds like Oscarito.
Oscarito.
The Thunder.
That should be your new singing
I would vote for you.
artist title.
I gotta learn Korean to go write music in Korean. That's what it is.
Maybe that's all they need. They need an artist that
and
changes the game.
start the fucking trend that whenever your music comes on, they fucking scream like the Mexican. You have to start it, but it only takes one.
It only takes one.
Yeah, yeah. I like these ideas. We should put them on the board.
We
somewhere.
start dubbing like movies that portray this kind of.
I'm pretty sure they have that already.
Yeah, but they skip it, like Rick said.
Yeah, they have premium.
they skip it.
They
don't watch it. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Let us know in the comments.
And have you heard about the before movement? It's kind of crazy. I like that they stood the line like hardcore because it like a little of them waning and the birth rate goes back up and it's just like no, they're holding on strong.
So if it works, then will we get like a boom of babies? Like of South Korean babies?
Maybe.
And then like in 20 years, it's like super K-pop or something like that.
Super K-pop. Dude, K-pop already dominates like crazy. Like they're so popular.
Would be super K-pop.
Oh, your sister loves K-pop, right? Ask her about it whenever you can. Okay. Yeah.
She's gonna say, no, they're the sweetest.
I think a lot of that like kind of transfers like here in the US right now. There's a lot of stress that goes with the young men because like right now, like the American dream for like a lot of men here feels like very, very far away, and women are graduating at a way higher rate. They right now more single women own houses than men, so they've been like polling them, and like a lot of them are leaning more conservative because of stuff like that. Because they're all like they got a lot of freedoms, and now I want a fucking stay at home wife because they're all becoming very successful and like.
Wait. You're saying more women have homes.
Yeah, more single women own homes than men.
So, but you said that they want wives to stay at home.
Yeah.
Who,
like,
the men.
The men.
Okay.
Like the whole trad wife ideology is making like a big comeback.
Okay.
Because a lot of like online like conservatives are pushing for the whole like we need like women to come back to tradition to stop being out party and stop like living your own fucking life and like you'll be much happier as a stay at home mom. Okay, like we had like there was like the big story of the Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Chiefs. This dude went and gave a commencement speech to like a big ass group, tons of women there, and he's like, "My wife didn't find happiness until she settled down and had kids." And I'm like, these are fucking professionals, dude. And like unfortunately for young men, a lot of like the biggest influencers happen to be like Andrew Tate. Like Aiden Ross, like Neon and all these dudes are all pushing the same ideology because like right now, like young men feel scared because of that same reason. And I think that is going to push like conservatives started their own dating app.
What's it called?
The Right Stuff, I think. And it failed because no women signed up for it. Because women don't want that. But now men are pushing for that. And unfortunately, I think that is going to parallel like what's happening over there because men are feeling inadequate. And instead of stepping up, they're like, no, we have to bring the women down. So I'd like to see where this is going to go because like they've been polling a lot of the youth and a lot of them like conservative views. They're okay with gay people, but they hate like the feminist movement and the that kind of aspect of it. Like the youth, like they're in a weird space right now.
It's an interesting.
Yeah.
To see how
it's kind of insane. Like honestly,
well, I think people look a lot of the time. I guess we all do that in a way. They look out for their interests.
Yeah, the self-interest. Yeah, for sure. And not only that, they grew up with like the men of the house. Still, they're still young enough to see that like their dads were able to have like a stay-at-home mom at home. And nowadays, with how expensive everything is, that dream is fading further and further from existence. House prices, everything like food has only gone up, wages having gone up, and with men not graduating at the same rates as women, they're feeling really, really inadequate.
Which is kind of dumb because there's a lot of jobs that don't really need a degree that are paying pretty good.
Yeah, but we do live in Houston though. Like we're surrounded by refineries where that is an actual option. Not a lot of places have that.
They don't.
So whenever you're like a kid in the middle of bump of nowhere and you see like all the women thriving, like it.
But they're not. But the women are not going to be also working in the middle of nowhere.
No,
they're
but
move
they're
to the city and work at an office or something.
But yeah, and the thing is, but they're actually graduating at a higher rate than men.
Yeah. It's
and they're seeing their success, and they think that it's because like programs that have pushed for more diversity has taken those opportunities away from them. So it's created like a lot more of like an incel vibe online.
But it's still interesting because even on the STEM side, it's still more men than women. It's just more women getting degrees on the social side of degrees.
Yeah. Well, I think they were saying like
as a whole,
eventually a lot of jobs like with with AI development and stuff, a lot of it is going to be a lot of hosting jobs, and like a lot of hospitality jobs like nursing and stuff like that. And in reality, those are the fields dominated by women.
Yeah.
So whenever you see like the way the course of the direction that the U.S. is heading, it like you can see why the fear of young boys is that like what the fuck is out there for me. Yeah, and the problem is whenever they lean into these ideology, women don't fucking like that, so they ended up liking them even less.
Guys, the answer is right in front of you. Start a podcast.
Dude, I saw that with women making more money. They're like, men can just stay home and podcast all day.
Podcast Fortnite.
Dude, that's a life we're living, and we're being completely honest.
Rick, what's your wife doing right now?
Fortnite.
No, she's working, so he can Fortnite.
True.
Ahorita, Stacy, I said, hey, go to sleep because you have to work tomorrow.
Yeah. No, but honestly, this is gonna be crazy to see what comes up next.
What are we gonna tell our boys if we have boys? What do we tell our girls if we have girls?
Well, keep succeeding. Like you would tell boys, like, yo, if you feel inadequate, let's get our money up. Let's like learn a fucking trade. Trades pay good. Like the problem is like the dudes online are telling them, they're like, dude, all you have to worry about is like start a fucking course online, learn to sell stuff online. Like literally, like every time that you watch like these alpha bros, they always start off with like, go to the gym, do this, do that, and dude, like, bitches don't fucking matter. Worry about fucking money. So they end up like pushing men in a direction that is not gonna help them get women. Yeah. I think there should be like a study right now about how big of a failures these are, because every time you see like the women talking about the way these guys repulse them, I think
that's the problem. Most of the people with degrees to do those kinds of studies are women. Mm-hmm. You need a man to do those studies so they can be like, look, from a man to another man. Yeah. Stop doing that.
And I also think like, not to.
Well, I also think that gym bros.
And there's nothing wrong with the gym.
I think the gym bros are also like, hey, you got to build confidence, but this is the first step, right? You got to you got to work out, and once you start working out, you start getting that confidence. Like, okay, it's not that. Don't worry about these women. It's worry about these women's at a further later along. Right now, your main thing is build your confidence. And how do you do that? Hey, build a fucking routine, work out. Look, I don't do any of this.
No, but you are right. That's the correct way to go about it. But the problem is these dudes have podcasts, and every time they have to fill in that dead air, they start bringing in girls who have OnlyFans just to fucking shame them. They do it every single time. It's the freaking playbook, because it's funny to be like, hey, how many books have you read? Like to a bimbo who makes her money, like on OnlyFans. And it's just the fact is like they bring them on there, they pay them, and they just try to trash them. Okay? And that, unfortunately, is what gets plastered all over social media. We could talk about the biggest accounts, like how Andrew Tate became so popular that in the UK, like teachers had to freaking tell parents that they're degrading women, like the kids, saying that they're less than them. And in reality, she's going to be more successful than you, unfortunately, based on statistics. Okay? So I think there has to be somebody on the other side trying to like bring them back. But unfortunately, like there's no one who's been cool enough to send that message. There hasn't been a good messenger. Like instead, you have like these big alpha dudes who are buff as fuck, who you think get all the girls. So who are you gonna listen to? Like the podcast being like, you guys, y'all gotta study harder, work harder. That's how.
The thing, that's the problem, is that those podcasts, they're telling you work hard. It's like, well, the other one didn't tell me how to work that hard.
Yeah,
I'll follow that advice. And the thing is, most good things require you to work hard.
Yeah,
and so then it's like, you gotta get up and work.
Yeah.
And podcasts.
Podcasts, yeah. Every morning you wake up and you write down podcast topics.
That's it.
Find new ways to degrade women.
Now you'd be like, this is not the views of the Unqualified Gurus podcast.
It's not me. Look, we gotta remember, this podcast became because I was making fun of gurus, right? Gym gurus exist. And these are the freaking idiots who are literally creating like the downfall of like the young men. Like women don't fucking like that. Like I don't want to speak for women, but like realistically speaking, like nobody joined their dating app when they created it. Like women don't want to be made to feel like they're not good enough, especially when they're more successful than us.
But those are also waves, right? Like, fuck, I'm gonna try this shit. I'm gonna try this shit. Oh and yeah. If I'm not finding my fucking spouse or what I'm looking for, then maybe I need to change something. Maybe this membership or this philosophy or whatever. You
would think that it would be a phase and eventually move past it, but the thing is, I think unfortunately there's a very impressionable age, and like they're catching them like around the teenagers.
But that's on you if you're not fucking figuring it out.
Why, when everybody online is telling you that to be one way, I think it feels resentment, and resentment doesn't feel change. It just creates anger and literally blames the women.
Earlier, you had asked, what would you tell your son or your daughter? Hey, fuck it. Like, what you see, just because everybody's going right doesn't mean you have to go right. Like, hey, you got to fucking find your own path and shit. So I think even though, like, hey, you can experiment on it, but you see shit's not working, like, hey, that's why you're learning the values that you're learning.
Did you tell your dad when you were talking to women? I mean, did you have a very proactive? Because I didn't talk to anybody. And like,
what's the question?
Like, well, you're saying like parents aren't really as involved in their kids' lives, especially as teenagers. Like I never asked my parents how I talk to women. Like Danny just got his first kiss. Yeah,
at the age of 31.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
He was watching the right podcast. Like, y'all subscribe to what Danny was watching.
Yeah.
Like,
he got a wife. He got a wife. He's successful
after this podcast.
Yeah, he exactly.
You have to watch every episode from beginning to end.
If you just watch the first episode, you see us like talking about dating gurus.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah, look. I would like to say like. Whenever I started,
it's kind of fucking scary to think about, though.
About what? Like the way,
like, okay, well, if I have a kid today or tomorrow, like, okay, well, it's really your fucking job to kind of lead them that way.
Yeah.
You asked, okay, did they talk to you about it? Yeah, they didn't. But now I know what works.
Yeah.
And even though my parents were more, maybe they didn't express the feelings or what's going on. Now I'm doing it, you know?
Yeah. But
like,
look,
there's changes, right? You adapt.
But
what worked back then, like chivalry and all that, what worked back then doesn't work now. But you know what? I've seen a little bit of how it works now, and I'll give you an opinion. What worked for me, hey, you can fucking take it, because do kids literally listen to everything you say? No. They take portions of it, and they start writing their own fucking shit.
But look, you are talking about like the way your parents, like your mom was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
All right. You got to see that. All right. Yeah. There's kids who see that and now see that that's no longer attainable. I think
it still can be.
Now that the rates that the men are succeeding, and
it still can be like.
Okay, but the difference.
My wife,
the difference.
If we end up having a kid and my wife says, "Hey, I don't want to work anymore." Hey, well, fuck it.
Yeah, but you're successful though. You have a good job. You have a good job. You could pay it if UD wasn't working, right?
It would be tough, but
you
would have to figure it out. Yeah.
Okay, a lot of people don't have that luxury. Like the average salary is like 50, like barely 50.
But that's when you realize, okay, if you really want something, like I don't have to listen to a podcast. If I really want something, then I'm gonna fucking. I gotta work.
But Rick, that is where the fear comes from. That's where like these kids are seeing that's no longer obtainable, and then you have someone online telling you that the reason is no longer obtainable is because all your job are going to women, minorities, and now all of a sudden, like the majority of kids are still white in this country. Now all of a sudden, there's like this resentment being formed at such a young age. That is the biggest issue that's facing these children is just, and the reason, and then whenever that plays out, they resent the women, and then the women don't like them because of how resentful losers they end up growing up to be. And then their hero Andrew Tate get arrested for child trafficking again, and it's just like that's just a jab at like their leader right now. Look, it does suck for children out there right now. The biggest freaking stars, like I'm telling you, like all the freaking kick streamers, They are all leaning that way. They're all blamed like fucking woke for your freaking problems. When in reality, the problem is fucking capitalism. All right? Capitalism is what decides that the landlord can bump up your price way up higher than inflation from one day to another. Okay? There is no rule set to protect you. Like capitalism dictates that we have more single homes than apartments, because if you build apartments, the neighbor's house is going to lower in prices. That is the real reason people can't afford houses. But in reality, like TikTok and Instagram is pushing the idea that it's the women and the woke that is killing your dream, when that's not the reality.
And the way I see it, okay, if you want something, you fucking fight for it. Like, this shit's not going to fucking land in your lap. If you don't want to fucking be in an apartment, just fucking look for it. Hey, you might fucking inherit some debt that you'll probably never fucking pay. Yes. Hey, but if you want something, you fucking fight. If I want to go to school, if I have to work 2 or 3 jobs, if I have to fucking get debt, then I'm going to do it. I'm not going to expect to fucking get a house if I'm not putting the fucking work. I got out of high school, and I don't want to work a trade job. I don't want to go to fucking college. I just want to work like a bullshit job and have a house. That's unrealistic.
Rick.
Like, I don't need to listen to a podcast to tell me.
Rick,
you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's circumstances is different at the end of the day. You gotta remember this, all right? You were able to go to school for like 8 years.
Yes.
All right? You worked hard during your time,
Yes.
in the middle. But at the end of the day, like you were staying at home with your parents.
Yes.
Not everybody has that luxury.
What do you mean?
Like a lot of people like straight out of high school get kicked out of home. Like not everybody gets to go through like those stages. With
Like I
support.
said, you can fucking inherit debt.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we gotta remember, okay, right now the problem is the youth, all right? They're still not there. This is what they're being fed. And whenever they look around, it's not that far off, but the problem is they're blaming the wrong person. That is what I'm trying to say, and the problem is they're alienating themselves from, like, someone else.
And I guess what I'm trying to say is, out of all of this, I don't have anybody to blame but myself. Right? If I'm not fucking fighting to achieve what I want, why should I blame Danny because his stupid podcast? Why should I blame you?
Your stupid podcast.
Because, no, I mean, why would I blame you because you gave me your opinion? Like, fuck, if I'm stuck in my fucking spot, it's because I want to be here. If I'm not fucking doing more for myself, it doesn't matter what people are feeding me. It doesn't matter what I'm watching on fucking
But
TV.
you're not an impressionable child. That's the problem. Remember, we gotta remember, we're talking about the youth right now. Right, the youth coming up isn't like not everybody has the positive role model like explaining them to this. They have a negative role model.
Who did we have as a positive role model growing up, like us, our age?
The dog from there.
That motherfucker failed everybody. Are you kidding me?
Like, we were really that bad. Like,
Yeah. He was awful. What is there a positive?
Jesus.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
common denominator.
Like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Rogers, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was more public TV, right?
Yeah,
so
I
if
think
you didn't have fucking cable, like there wasn't YouTube where you can watch podcasts. Like there was PBS. If your parents were fucking poor,
Yeah,
and didn't have money,
and
then
PBS
you
all
would
had
watch
good.
it.
Like
Yeah.
I think by law
It
they
was
had
good
to have good
programming.
meetings.
Yeah, it was good programming.
Yeah.
And they would fucking teach you lessons and shit. So
Yeah.
maybe we're going away from that. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. No, I genuinely just think it's the access to everything online. And unfortunately,
a 6-year-old can learn how to change a toilet now on YouTube. Just
Yeah.
go to YouTube, how to change the toilet.
Yeah, and they'll fucking do it.
That's a joke.
it's a weird. That's a weird. Like,
No,
yeah.
but you
I'm like,
can't. No, there's fucking videos.
Yeah.
I could probably tell Gabriel, watch this shit like 100 times. He'll fucking change it.
He still won't know
He'll
where
change it.
Ohio's at, but yeah.
But he'll change it. Like there's more fucking access to this
Definitely
shit.
for sure. And at some might say that that's a problem.
But then it goes back to what you're fucking monitoring, what everybody the usage that you use, right?
Look, Andrew Tate said that you could cheat on your girlfriend because it's just practice. Okay? And kids, if your girlfriend has an Instagram, she's a hoe. Okay? These things all went mega viral, like, and he amassed a largest following of young people. Okay? And at the same time, he was like, you should work out, you should eat correctly. And every time you would criticize the negative shit, they'd be like, but look at all the good shit he says. Right? We need good fucking influencers to combat it who aren't fucking dorks. The thing is that nobody has come out with the fucking swag that this fucking loser had.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But could you ever really find someone that with spot on 100%.
No,
Everything
you're gonna
that's
hit
good.
what he didn't. He had this advertisement.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like,
that advertisement
obviously,
supports.
Well, obviously, you can make an
XXX.
analysis and say, "Oh, look, you did this much good and this much bad." Like you're using the good stuff
To protect the bad.
right? You can make that, and then there's someone who's like, "All right, no, he meant well, but he fucked up on that part, or we don't agree with that part." Right? Obviously, there's that.
Even then, their takes are on the fucking extreme side because they know that they're gonna fucking cause a stir.
No, he knows that there's that fear that the young people have.
They cause the fucking stir. Like they know that if they do a fucking podcast, if they do YouTube videos and say, you know what, fucking work hard, fucking go to school, do this, who's gonna watch it?
It is tougher. Like controversy.
Who's gonna watch it?
No,
hey,
but and from the other angle too, like we're talking about the young people. Like at a certain age, you kind of like I was kind of a shy kid. I don't think I had the most confidence. I think my confidence started in college, but from high school and up, I don't think I really had that much confidence. But so to me, it's like how much actually of that carries out into the real life, as opposed to like, well, I heard that. And I follow it, or I like it, or I find it edgy. Or whatever.
Studies show that whenever you go to college, like more educated people are less likely to be leaked down these ways because you're forced to interact with like other people, right? Odds are you're gonna be paired up with like women and stuff, and like stuff that is more important than actually public school because you're paying for this shit, right? It makes people come out of their shell. So studies have shown that like stuff like that does help.
Right.
You know, but like
it's just the exposure.
So look, like with me, like whenever out of high school, I fucking loved conspiracy theories. I remember me, Esteban, and another friend would be like in like the little library rooms, just like talking about the most insane controversies. And I remember one of them was fucking Sandy Hook. All right, this is the Alex Jones one. And everybody was just like no evidence, no real thing. It was very early on. There was no way of debunking anything. The internet was the fucking insane Wild West back in the day. Right. And you're over here on YouTube, and YouTube is like has been called out because there's a pipeline that like if you start watching a little bit of controversy, you always end up as a fucking Nazi. It's insane. Like the pipeline that they create, it leads you down this way into more insane, and then you end up at Pizzagate. And then some crazy dude is shooting up a random pizza place because of some random YouTube video he watched. All right?
But you came out okay, though, even though you were looking at all those conspiracies.
Yeah.
Like, we could say that at the time that you were following these things, maybe...
It goes back to what I was talking about, like, phases. Like, you realize, like, okay...
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's it. Like...
That's why I said that. I was like, I think you are right for a part, but the thing is, like, while they were going through their development, I think mine was a little later. All right, they are right in like middle school, going into high school.
There
it's
are
more
things happening
damaging.
in elementary, like from Stacey's stories, that didn't happen until like middle school.
Yeah,
like
right now that
it was there. I think it was there, but right now it's more.
But it's more shameless though.
Yeah,
it's like back then. Yeah. Like back then, if you were doing something wrong, you're like in hidden. Yeah. Now you're like,
how I'm gonna post this
You gotta
shit.
tell my mom. Tell her. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
You tell the mom. The mom is like,
but I don't. It still goes back to each individual person. It still goes back to, it was shameful because our parents knew that it was shameful.
I don't think it was just the parents. I think it was everybody around you thought it was shameful.
It was shameful because our parents thought it was shameful.
Right.
Now you have, and I'm not knocking on it. I'm not knocking on it. But my parents were way older than the parents that are growing up right now. Like
yeah,
I have my friends. I have my friends that are my age, that they have kids that are older, and I'm like, dude, the fucking parents are really immature, so what the fuck do you expect from the kids?
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the fucking difference. They were having kids at a lot older when they were fucking more mature. So, hey, they grew out of that phase. But now they're younger parents that they're still going through that phase with their kids. So now the kids are seeing phases that are just like, you shouldn't be seeing any of that. Ours was there, but it was more timid because, like you said, it was...
There's also the instant gratification of posting shit online.
Yeah.
That never existed before. Like, now you can post something online and go mega viral for just being a fucking asshole. And I think, like, that goes back down to the shamelessness that you were talking about. And, like, look, obviously we're not going to fix this. There's no way in hell we can fix it.
We're getting to the solution
here.
Yeah. You
know. I just like to bring this fear front and center, okay? Like, Like the problem that I find with it is that since they're so young, they're young enough that they're gonna affect the women around them. Like these young girls, like they're calling them fucking hoes from like they're such a young age, you know. And it's all like all negativity brought up by these fucking assholes like on the online, like you know like you have like your fresh and fits and like these guys are fucking pieces of shit, and it's all just because you know like they've gotten this platform that they don't deserve. And they're just spewing this hatred back and forth to kids who have real fears. And like, there's nobody like literally like as you know, like I consider myself a progressive. I wouldn't call myself a Democrat. Okay. The thing is, the Republican caters to Republicans. They tell them they're like, you are right. You are a victim. It is the woke. They're the reason you can't buy a house. They're the reason the reason you're not having a job. And the problem is the left doesn't do anything to try to court men, you know. So now, like even if like these dudes have these fears, they lean towards a more conservative ideology that leans more towards like trad wives. And the problem is, women nowadays aren't that. So now you have a problem that you're at odds with the sex you're trying to court. All right. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough going forward for them. That's why you gotta find the one, you know, like on
either that or fucking. Fucking South Korea and like, nah, y'all shouldn't be reproducing it. You're not ready for this shit.
Look, we
like the problem is we keep reproducing dumb people. Reproduce dumb people.
That is true. Look, we here at the Unqualified Gurus podcast have 100% success rate of finding Danny a wife.
Yeah, this is true.
You know, it was amazing. It was beautiful. I fucking love that you can like literally like trace down your entire relationship. That's like the most beautiful shit ever. Yeah, from us creating your dating profile.
Yeah, Stacey remembers that because I put come over if you're thick, stay home if you're sick.
Yeah. That was the Bernie Sanders meme. Yeah.
And I'm like, why you remember the good stuff? You only remember that?
Dude, that is fucking amazing. I love it so much. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, talk to your kids. Be like, dude, if you have honest fears, like talk through them. Be there for your kids. Don't let some idiot online raise them. I think that is the answer to any kind of control we can have on them, because the internet's the Wild West. You know, people get converted into crazy ideologies that
Make
you might
them
not
play
believe in.
video games instead. Look how we came out.
Yeah. Some Fortnite.
Okay, we came out okay.
We came out okay.
Yeah, well, you guys, this has been a long ass episode. It was supposed to be short ones. We just love to talk. It's been a while. There's been a lot to talk. This was a good conversation. I'm glad I was able to have it with y'all. Yeah. It was good. Like I enjoyed it. Yeah. Hopefully y'all learned something. Yeah, y'all can fact check me.
What did we miss though? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, look, I don't have a child. I don't have a kid.
It doesn't.
All I know is like what stats have been telling us that we know of. Yeah.
And as far as
Daddy,
I know,
do you have any kid that we know
just
of?
when I carried him as a baby.
Oscar.
Yeah. Not really my biological child, but we're cousins, so it's about the same thing.
Sometimes he calls you dad.
Yeah.
No, but that's you.
Daddy.
Papi. He calls you papi.
It's primo papi.
That sounds cool.
We need to make shirts.
Yeah.
Primo papi,
let me call silent artists to make some.
Can you open up the...
I ain't opening shit.
Just the last thing, just to close out the episode.
A ver,
just go back to the main folder.
I hope it's happy.
Click up the number one, the PNG number one.
Let's fucking go.
Can you read it for us so we can say our goodbyes?
How do I say it?
I am beta.
This is a real message from Ricardo.
And look how happy he is.
I have to go back and apologize for my followers.
Go ahead and read it for us and we'll close out.
I am beta and Dr. Danny is alpha.
Let's go. Peace.
Out. Pásala, Oscar. Pásasela. Oscar. Ándale, güey.
I can't believe you brought it back.